Hello and welcome to the fifth and slightly different episode of the Ramble Pack podcast. This week I took off vacation, so me and Mike sat down and discussed a little bit about games that defined us throughout the years and kind of what set us off on our gaming journeys. We take a look back at all the games starting from our childhood back when we played the Atari and the NES, all the way up until PS4, PS5 days, and all the new systems we have today.
And
Why don't-
for
Speaking of
Go ahead.
Nintendo, why don't we just roll into it? You go. So, the idea we had was talking about like where we started off on our gaming careers, just like what we
Okay.
played. What was the first system that you can remember yourself actually playing a game on? Doesn't matter what game, how old you are, anything, just the very first one. First system and first game.
First system I ever played was the NES. It was the combo Super Mario and Duck Hunt game.
Yeah.
Like it was legitimately on the same cartridge.
Yep.
How, I have no idea.
I had that too. But that
And how did
actually
it
was
work?
not my first one, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. So the first game that I ever touched on an NES was a game called, I think it was called Quicks, where you have to draw a box around this like rotating line that bounces off a giant rectangle, and you have to like catch it within
Okay.
a square to score points. And I was too young to understand that. But then like I was like, I don't get this. And then I think it was over at my aunt's house that we were playing this, and that was when we put in Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what kicked it off.
And well, that game actually reminds me of like oh my god, that advertisement game you see on Facebook every so often where you have to draw a line to stop a moving object from
Yeah,
pushing
I mean,
somebody off a ledge or whatever.
yeah, that's well, it's along those lines, similar to it, yeah.
But
So if that was your first, that's like what you grew up on, cut your teeth on. What other games did you play for the NES?
for the NES, because that system wasn't mine, it was my aunt's.
Whoa, how weird is that? Your aunt and my aunt.
uh, yeah, because at the time, my grandparents owned a duplex, and my parents rented out the one of the apartments.
Mhm.
So I would go over onto their side all the time, and my aunt was in high school, so she had an NES. I played that. I played Knockout, played Mega Man,
Wait, Knockout? You mean Punch Out?
Punch Out, yes. And what other game did she have? Oh, I think that I can remember was those four.
The original Donkey Kong?
No, she didn't have that one.
Super Mario 2?
Nope, it was just the original Mario, and I think it was just because that's what she could get. I don't know if my grandparents just got her that one
Well, they were
and
super
just
expensive for the time too.
they've always makes sense. All
Well,
video
here,
games at this point is
check
always
this
freaking
out.
expensive.
NES price. Watch this. This is how much or how expensive it is. Price.
It was like a couple
Now.
$100 or something, right?
Let's
Which at
see.
the time is a lot of freaking money.
I'm going to find it. So you didn't really play anything else for the NES?
Not on that system because she only got that one.
Yeah, I remember playing that Quicks game, Mario and Duck Hunt, Super Mario 2, I, Super Mario 3 when they brought that out, Double
Mm-hmm.
Dragon for a while, which was like my
Mm-hmm.
first foray into side-scrolling beat 'em ups, which was cool. Those are like the main ones that I remember because I didn't even play like Pac-Man or Pocky and Rocky or Dig Dug or anything like that either. Just what I started off on was the basics. But what's funny is I started off on that and then went
Yeah.
backwards. As soon as I played that, I met somebody who had the original Atari. I didn't even get to play ColecoVision or anything like that. I went back to Pong. on the Atari, and like Asteroids and stuff like that, or Missile Command. So it's like, oh, these are fun. Then you step back, it's like, oh, this is where it came from. These are cool. And then I moved on to the Super NES.
I've never had a chance to touch an Atari.
Oh yeah, the Magnavox Odyssey. Never touched that. The Atari 2600. I played with that. And Intellivision. Didn't get a chance to. ColecoVision. Didn't get a chance to do that either.
Mm.
Where are we? NES. Woo! So original price, $200 for the system. Adjusted
Okay.
for inflation in 2020, it would have been $478.92.
Okay, it falls right in line with the prices now.
Yeah, super expensive comparatively. Gross.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, how about this? Since we both you played Genesis, right? I think we talked about
Yes,
that. Yes. So that came out at
that was my first system.
$189 when it first came out.
Oh,
In 2020 price, it was almost 400.
oh Jesus! I think that's around what I paid for for my PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I switched from the NES to the Genesis. On those games, I played Pac-Man World, Sonic, a lot of the Disney games like Aladdin, Lion King. Oh my God, what else did I play?
Mickey's
Yeah.
Castle of Illusion.
No, I don't think I had that one.
Wow, really?
Yeah. What's funny is Pac-Man World. I played it so I could play and go into because there's a portion in the game, and I think I mentioned this in one of the other streams. Was I would play it up until I got to the city portion where you can go into the arcade
Mm-hmm.
and you play the original Pac-Man game. As soon as I got to that point, I just go in. I would play the game just to play the original Pac-Man game.
Okay.
Never bothered finishing the game.
Just playing the game to play the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. So did you go from the NES to the Genesis?
Yep, I went from the NES to the Genesis because the Genesis was my first system I ever had.
Oh, your own was the Genesis. Gotcha. Did you?
Right,
When did you
exactly.
get the Game Boy?
But what? It wasn't too long after that.
Oh, after the
I want to say it
Genesis.
was one of my. Yeah, I want to say it was one of the first couple times I went to Portugal with my grandparents because what would happen was I think I've explained this before. Um, summers basically like every other summer because my dad's parents live over there
Mm-hmm.
because they have a bakery. And my mom's parents would live half the year in the US, the other half in Portugal. So during the summertime, they'd go over there. When they leave, every other year, me and my sister would go with them, and we'd spend the summer there. My parents would end up coming like the last week or two before us having to go back to school,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd come back with them. But there was like I said in the past, there's not much out there. It's all farm country. You can go to it's within the distance of walking to the beach. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of there's not much to do. So one of the things that I got was a Game Boy Color along with red and blue version.
Oh, you got them both at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. And that
Oh,
was the
lucky
biggest
ducky.
mistake my mom ever made.
Yeah, I only started off on blue when I was doing that.
Uh,
I don't think I got the choice. I was just like, oh, this sounds fun. Can I have Pokemon? I got blue. So, worked for
I
me.
got I ended up getting both. For some reason I liked playing on blue more than I did on red. I was the odd one and started with a freaking Squirtle.
I was going to ask
Uh,
you who your starter was. I was Charmander and still am to this day.
oh, I smartened up and switched to Charmander. Bulbasaur is garbage.
Aw,
Um,
I have a soft spot for Bulbasaur. That's just me. I have a soft spot for like all the grass starters because, from my understanding, they weren't that good starting off. Like even in Gold and Silver, like I don't think that anyone liked Meganium, but I was
yeah.
like, I like Chikorita and them. Meganium's not bad, but that's the
Oddly,
advance.
oddly enough, in Gold and Silver, I started with Chikorita.
Really, I started with Totodile.
I like Chikorita. Totodile annoyed the living shit out of me. Out of the three, I like Cyndaquil the most.
Okay. I like Typhlosion.
Oh yeah, same. I think my move set with him, it didn't matter how many resets or which version of the game I played. He had Flamethrower, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Cut.
Okay. That was one of my mistakes and things that I carried on through playing any Pokemon game. If I had Charizard or I imported him from anything, he always had to
Yeah.
have Cut for some reason. Like he would have Fire Spin, Flamethrower, Bite, and Cut.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to optimize my shit. I just play the game.
Pretty much. I think one time that was a mistake I made one of my first playthrough with Blastoise. I
Oh,
think
did you get rid of
all his
Hydro Pump?
yeah, all
Oh,
his move sets. I want to say it was him. It was either him or Nidoking. All their move sets were all HMs, and I couldn't get rid of them. I was pissed.
yeah. Well, if you put them all on one character, that's it. You can't. You have to like go to the dude to make them forget the moves.
I don't think you could forget the
You
HMs.
could. There was a character that you go to and say, "I want my dude to forget this move." You can't. They HMs cannot be overwritten. You had to go to a specific
Yeah.
character that makes them forget a move to make space for a new one.
Yeah, I was pissed. When I realized that would happen, I got so upset. I rage reset my game and started brand new. And that's when I became best friends with Charmander.
Okay. So let me circle back around to the Genesis. What did you end up like? You said you played a lot of Sonic on that. Was that
Yeah.
like, did that define anything, or did Mario define like your gaming career since that's what you started on?
I liked Sonic more, to be honest. Mario was fun, don't get me wrong. But Sonic I liked more maybe because of the upbeat music or the fast pace of it. But
Hmm.
I also liked the multiplayer aspect of it. Well, they
Oh,
both had multiplayer.
in Sonic 2 is when they first started because then the second player could take over Tails and never have to worry about dying.
Well, okay, then it was Sonic 2 that I had, not Sonic 1.
Hmm.
Because then because I would play with my sister all the time on that game. She had to have Tails, I had to have Sonic. And
Ain't that like the Big
it
Brother?
was yeah. And it was fun. We just play and play and it was more interactive than the multiplayer aspect on the Super Mario
Hmm.
because we were both constantly doing something instead of waiting our turn.
Right.
Because hey, you get one of us was good at it, and the other one wasn't. So who wants to sit around and wait for the other person to die? You know.
Right.
But yeah, that's where I like Sonic better. And to be honest, he's cooler. I'd rather be a hedgehog that kicks ass than a plumber that stomps on turtles.
Jeez. That's a hell of a way to put it.
You gotta think about it. Look. You also have to remember at that point. I'm sure there was other pictures, but the only picture of Mario that I knew of was the one on the cover, which it wasn't different at all than what you saw on the TV,
Hmm.
and versus a cool ass Sonic, which looks cartoony.
Fair.
I'm sure if I saw the toony version of Mario before then I might things differently. But like I said, that's where the visual aspect came into it.
Well,
If
I
I'm
think
in,
the visual component's a big thing too, because the NES was, I don't think it was 8-bit. I don't even think that the NES was 16-bit, but the Genesis was starting off, and then the Master
yeah,
System came out, which was 32.
right.
So yeah, graphics that makes sense. But yeah, I don't blame you. Definitely not me though. I mean, Mario kicked it off, really, like liking games, but funny enough,
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda is what defined it for me.
I played it a little bit. I've never because outside of the NES, I don't think and the Game Boy, I don't think I've ever owned a Nintendo system until I got the Wii.
Hmm.
Um, so I never got the chance to really play Zelda all the way through. I tried it on the N64 with one when I would go over to my friend's house. Ironically enough, Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Um, but that was about it.
That was the big one to get people into a lot of stuff. I think I started off on Link to the Past on the Super NES, which is like
Yeah.
what really dragged me in. And then I went back and tried it on the original Nintendo and was like, there's no real direction. I just explore everywhere. And I never beat that, and I still haven't to this day. But Link to the Past was like, it really solidified like gaming for me. And this was like, oh, I love this. Ever since then, I've just been playing games. You said that you played the Super NES too. Genesis for me was a blur. I don't remember much except for Streets of Rage, all the Sonic games.
Mhm.
There's a game that me and my sister used to play for fun called I almost said R-Type, but that's not it. Viewpoint,
Mhm.
which played like an isometric alleyway shooter where you're just a spaceship and you're just shooting things. But the music on it was super cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a lot of that side-scrolling beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage and Battletoad and Double Dragon and Boogerman. Boogerman was a really weird ass game. Burping, farting, and throwing boogers. That's all it was to defeat your monster enemies. Not a joke. You can eat peppers and then you get fire burps and fire farts and shit.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of game.
It was interesting. I mean, it was definitely a 90s game for that time and had all the same aesthetics and everything, and it felt like pure 90s. That and Earthworm
I
Jim.
want. Oh my God! I forgot about Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. They need to bring him back in like fully rendered 3D. That'd be really, really scary, but really cool.
Oh Jesus. That and the Tick. That would be awesome.
They did bring the Tick back for a short while, like as a TV show, and then haven't heard from it since.
I never got around to watching it. It was. I knew they brought it back, but I'm like, I was apprehensive of it.
hmm So then, what? I was gonna say what on the Super NES did you play, but I'm trying to get like a trajectory of your taste in games, like seeing what you started off on to where you
Right.
ended up now. Because now I feel like Kingdom Hearts is what defines you for gaming.
That
Or,
style game, yeah, pretty
or that
much.
style. Okay.
Yeah.
So like RPGs.
Uh, yeah, mainly like JRPGs along the fantasy lines. I like RPGs. Like I said, for me, for video games, I have to, um, which is why I lean more towards JRPGs. I like to have to visually be into it, and when I'm playing, I'm going to basically relax, focus on that world versus having to think about what's going on with my life type of thing.
Okay.
Which lets me shut off my brain.
hmm So let me throw some stuff at you since you played the Super NES.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't play the Super NES. All right.
No, I went for I lied. I only played the only thing I played on the NES was the Game Boy Color converter, where you could put the Game Boy Color game in the cartridge, and you can play the
Ah,
Game Boy games on the
did they really
on the
have that
Super.
on the Super NES? I forgot about that.
Uh-huh. That's how me and one of my friends played Pokemon Red and Blue at his house. He had it in his room. We played our games that way, and we thought it was cool being able to see our video games on a big screen.
Damn. I don't even remember that. Wow.
The
Well, never
precursor to the
mind.
Switch.
I was gonna throw out some RPGs from the Super NES, but if you haven't played it, then damn. Did you
Nah,
try? I think it came out for the Genesis. Did you ever try Fantasy Star 1 and 2? Since you
I
talking about RPGs.
I did not. I don't think I heard of Fantasy Star until I got into like PlayStation 2 era.
Wow,
I
so that
wanted
was
it
Fantasy Star Universe then, I think.
probably.
Yeah, so you must have missed over Fantasy Star Online episode 1 and 2. That was like Dreamcast era stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never even touched the Dreamcast.
Oh my god, you missed out. It was a golden era of games. Granted, the
All
Dreamcast
right.
had its own issues. Like, do you know what caused the Dreamcast to fail?
I don't remember.
Pirating games was a piece of cake.
Wow, they were that bad.
Yeah, just anyone could crack it, and then you just DRM break the Dreamcast and you can play whatever you want. Like you can take the game, drop the ISO file from it onto another disc, and just put it in your
Yeah.
Dreamcast and play it. So people weren't buying anything. That just kind of like killed off the system.
Oh Jesus. The
Yeah,
precursor to emulators, huh?
kind of. Yeah, in a way. That's a good way to look at it. Okay, so you skipped over the Super NES um, and went straight to PlayStation. I feel like
Yep.
I'm interviewing you now.
For
Oh
me,
wait,
I
you
went
said you
from
played the N64. Did you have one and play like games on that?
I did not. Like I said, the Game Boy Color was really the only Nintendo systems I owned up until the Wii. I played N64. The only games I played on it were, oh my god, was Pokemon Snap.
Hmm.
Uh, sometimes Pokemon Stadium.
Come
Ocarina of
on,
Time. Yeah,
Smash
Ocarina of Time.
Brothers.
No, I never
Wow.
played it on the. I never played it on N64. I didn't play Smash until the GameCube.
What about any of the WWF, like WWF Nitro,
Nope, didn't play any of the wrestling games then either.
Jet Force Gemini,
Uh, yeah.
Banjo
Oh my God.
Kazooie? I'm gonna just start throwing shit at you now.
No. There was only one other game that I played on the N64. What the hell is it called? It was a fantasy game where you get to play. You get to pick the character that you want to play.
Quest 64.
I don't remember. But like it started off where you can be like a warrior, mage, whatever. And as you're progressing through the story or you beat the story, it unlocks other characters that you can play. Where eventually you can play as a Minotaur, you can play
Gauntlet
as
Dark Legacy.
I think it's Gauntlet.
It has
Oh,
to be Gauntlet because that's exactly what that sounds like. And I played the shit out of that game on the original Xbox. Like I first
oh,
played it
I
in
like.
arcades and I fell in love with it and found out that they brought it up for. Dude, I think I still have the original Xbox game on my shelf over here of Gauntlet Dark Legacy. It's just one of those games that I'm like, I can't get rid of it. Same thing with Jet Set Radio Future. The game was phenomenal, and I need an Xbox so I can play it again.
Gauntlet game. Let's see. I'm just trying to look up the images just to verify that's what I'm talking. That's the one I'm talking about.
Hmm. But yeah, for me, I never owned an N64 either. I went through like all the
Oh,
Nintendo systems and all the Game Boys, but I never owned an N64 myself.
yeah.
So I didn't play Ocarina of Time until late. But I was already in love with like the entire series well up until that point. And I was always over at my friend Mike's house who had an N64, so I
Yeah.
got all my playing in there. So that's where I got like playing Smash Brothers and playing Jet Force Gemini, the
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie games, Mario 64, all that stuff. I was like super entrenched in it. And that's where I had to teach his grandmother English because they are native Mandarin speakers. So she would say,
Oh, no.
"Boy, come here, boy," like trying to help her speak English. So she would point to pictures and I would explain to her what it was and like
Yeah.
try to sound it out for her. And then she would repeat the word trying to learn it. It
Yeah.
was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Let's see. Yeah, it was Gauntlet Legends is the one I played.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That just made me think they had that terrible Castlevania 64 game too.
Because I'm looking at it, some of the characters I remember. Because I would start off as the warrior and the archer and all that, and then you can unlock their higher versions. But yeah, that was fun.
Okay. So, didn't own a Super NES, didn't own an N64, jumped straight into PlayStation.
Jump straight into PlayStation.
And is that when
That
like
one,
your RPG stuff took off?
pretty much. Um, like I said, I got into the Final Fantasy VII game. I was big into Final Fantasy at that time.
Was that your first RPG you touched?
Yes. Well, if you're not going to count Gauntlet as an RPG.
Well, that's
Uh,
definitely an RPG, but that's more of a third-person action RPG. Not in the
yeah,
same vein as the traditional JRPG like Final Fantasy.
yeah.
And if that's your
Uh,
introduction to it, starting off on the PlayStation, that's a pretty good introduction. It makes sense as to why you like it.
yes, because again, that was the game that basically shut the Nintendo shot themselves in the foot for saying piss off to the PlayStation. Um, but yeah, that was my introduction to JRPGs. Really
Hmm.
like that. Took me a little while to get it until I actually gave Suikoden a shot, just because the cover made me think it was something completely different. Because that was also around the time I started getting into anime.
Okay.
So I didn't know the game itself. I thought it was going to be based off the cover. I thought it was going to be like some Chinese game or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not too keen on that.
Hmm.
But then when I actually got into the game, it it's a JRPG. The characters actually look like anime. Their icons look like anime characters and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
started getting into it. Um, what else did I pay? I think I've said I played Crash Team Racing, so that got me into some kart games.
Yeah, that wonderful JRPG, Crash Team Racing.
I never finished 8 just because I couldn't get into it for whatever reason.
Hmm.
I think the battle system just annoyed the living shit out of me.
That's funny.
Um,
I couldn't finish 7, but I finished 8 and 9.
I understood the battle system for 7, so that made sense. 8 I couldn't. I honestly thought 7 was going to be my favorite until I played 9,
Hmm.
and that was legitimately my all-time favorite out of the Final Fantasy games.
So if you rank
And
them,
when
that one's at the top.
Oh yeah, story-wise, battle-wise, stuff like that, I put more time into that game than I did the other ones. And when Dissidia came out and stuff like that, any of the iterations of the Dissidia, whether it's the mobile game or the PSP version or the PlayStation version, I mean the game console version, um, they did him dirty. They made him into a complete moron. I'm like, no, why?
What about, have you heard of a game called Air Guys or Air Geese from PlayStation 1? It was a 3D like arena fighting game, but it's just two people fighting, and they brought in Cloud and Tifa into that. And I think maybe Red 13, but I know Cloud and Tifa for sure. It's like EHRGEIZ or something similar. If you don't recognize it just by that, then my guess is you have not seen it or played it.
A name doesn't sound familiar. Oh Jesus, they even have Cloud in the cover art.
Yep.
And I'm looking at a couple images. They have Cloud, they have Sephiroth.
Sephiroth was
Tiff,
in it too?
Tiff- yeah.
Oh,
Oh Jesus, they have a whole bunch of characters from it. They have Yuffie, Tifa, Vincent. Oh my
I
god.
gotta look this up. I didn't know that they had that many people. Thought that they only had
Or
like
at least,
a couple.
yeah. I'm looking at them. They
Yeah,
have those guys.
EHRGEIZ. I remembered how to spell it. I'm gonna look up
Did
the
this game
characters.
did this game do well at all that they had to borrow so many characters from another franchise?
I don't think it did terrible, but I don't think it was the best either. I think
Right.
they sold it with like the marketing was centered around the Final Fantasy characters, which gave them a bump. But the fact that it was like a 3D fighting game like that did not help it too
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
holy
Eh,
shit, yeah. They included Cloud and Tifa and Sephiroth and Yuffie and Vincent and Zack. Damn, I didn't think that they put that many people in there.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Original characters and then Final Fantasy characters. So they just added these guys along with the original characters for the story. Interesting. I think I mentioned
Yeah.
this before when we talked, since we're talking about RPGs, Legend of the Dragoon.
Yes. I didn't finish it, but I tried. I did enjoy the game.
Yes, that
Uh
was one of the most important games I ever played. Me and my sister would take turns playing our own saves and seeing what we would do differently playing it. And we
yeah.
keep going back to that game and Golden Axe from the Genesis era of like our sibling tattoos to get. We talked about getting
Yeah.
like the dragon gem or whatever that like the dragon souls are in, or one
Mhm.
of the little elf guys from Golden Axe. But that was like one of the games that has stuck with me forever. I still have one of the cases of the games over here
Yeah.
too because I love it.
Ooh, actually, you just reminded me of I can't believe I didn't remember it until now. One of the games that I did actually enjoy, that was another JRPG, is Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh yes, I played like one of the Musashi games on the PS2, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I played the original one, and wasn't the whole, w- if I remember correctly, wasn't the whole premise like you could copy, same idea as like a Mega Man, you can copy other people's abilities or whatever with a sword.
I think so. It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could stab them with a sword and then absorb their power or whatever. But that was cool. I like that one.
hmm
Oh jeez, I'm trying not to cover the freaking mic.
What about Zone of the Enders? I don't remember if that started off on PlayStation 1, but that one I keep coming back to too. It's a 3D mech game, similar to Gundam, but not like it.
I don't
I gotta
know.
look up, see when that started now. Where's my mouse? Zone of the Enders. That was
I've
a
never
Kojima game too, believe it or not.
I never played it, but it looks cool.
Yeah. Hideo Kojima helped make those games, believe it or not. The dude
No
that was
shit.
responsible for Metal Gear.
Oh
When did this first one come out?
jeez.
Original Zone of the
What?
Enders were released for PlayStation 2. Ah. So we're talking one generation back. Yeah, that was on PS2, not PS1. But I definitely remember playing that for a while.
I'm trying to okay, there we go. No, I think the only mech game I played was legitimately
Mm.
Gundam Battle Assault. It's supposed to be their version of like Street Fighter, and you got to play as the different versions of the popular Gundams at that time. So you got Gundam Wing, G Gundam, the original Mobile Suit. I just don't remember what other ones that they had at that time.
Tell me that they had to have had like the Endless Waltz Gundam.
Yes, yes, yes. You actually could play either as the Wing Zero, the TV version, or the Endless Waltz version.
What,
And that
like
was
with the
fun.
gigantic long ass wings?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
Uh,
Here's a
Oh my
fun one.
god.
Do you remember a PlayStation 1 game called Tomba? That was a little caveman dude. I told you about this before, I think. It was a caveman dude with pink hair and green shorts. And you ran around like catching pigs, but I don't remember the story at all because I only ever played the demo.
No, I don't think I ever played this game. But it reminds me of an anime though.
hmm
That was along the same premise. Oh my god. Oh, I'm trying to remember it.
Have you watched it recently?
Uh, no, this was years ago. I didn't, ironically enough, because my uncle was into anime as well. One of my uncles from Portugal, because he's only like a few years older than me. Um, he was watching it and I saw it. I think it was like Janinba or something like that. The whole premise is like a short little dude that looks like this guy.
hmm
Um, and he has a sword and he has to collect different elemental orbs that he can pop into the sword to power it up.
Not ringing any bells. No clue.
It was some obscure name. I haven't seen it since. God. I want to say it was like the same stylization as like Astro Boy or whatever.
Hmm.
I know it's not from the same time period, but it's old.
Right.
Man. But no. What was the game mechanics like that?
It was just a 3D side scroller. You do everything in just a flat plane, moving left and right. That's all I really remember. I don't know anything about the story because I only ever played the demo. It was fun. It played well.
Yeah.
Just that's all I knew about it.
Yeah. I think outside for the PlayStation, outside of that, I had a couple of games I didn't get into. One was like a helicopter game. I knew the second I got into it and tried to play it, I couldn't get the controls at all, so I rage quit that game real quick. Um, Played Spyro on it. I want to say it was Spyro 2.
hmm
Um, yeah, because that was part of the pack with the Crash Team Racing. I played. I got a Bug's Life, weirdly. I think that was around the time the movie came out.
Oh God, that's right. They had a stint of like kids movie games that came out because they had the Rugrats game too, and then they had the Spice World
That's
game.
the Rugrats game I had.
I remember playing that at my cousin's house. That and Spice World, believe it or not. I actually did like I like the rhythm games on Spice World, honestly.
Well, yeah,
Maybe
I
that
think the only
explains why I
rhythm.
like DDR so much.
I did get into DDR for a little bit.
Dude, I played that religiously all the time. Even as I got older, like even after high school and shit, I would go over to my friend's house and we'd go down to his basement and just rock out on DDR for hours. That was our exercise.
Hey, that was the way I convinced my mom to let us get DDR because it was so freaking expensive at that time.
hmm
It was me and a couple of my friends. I would have a version. They would have a version, and we bring our pads over. Either they'd sleep over at my house or I'd sleep over their house, and we'd play all night long until we figured out that hey, you don't need the dance pads, and then you could actually play with the controller. And they're like, "Yep, we're done. We're gonna be fat asses again."
Ruin the game. Oh well.
Yeah, that transitions it from PlayStation to PlayStation 2, basically.
hmm Funny enough, I didn't play too many PlayStation 2 games. I did a lot of
Nice.
PS1, and then the PS2 came out, and I was just like, eh. I was more into like the GameCube and the Game Boy and stuff. And then a couple years later on, I finally got my first Xbox. But I lived on the GameCube. That was like one of the best systems, in my opinion. Like they came out, besides the PS2 obviously being the most bought system of all time across
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
The GameCube was still excellent, and I just that was
yeah,
the one thing that I ever played. It went so far as to where I even played like an 18-wheeler driving game where you're
yeah.
trying it was like one of those arcadey things where you have a set amount of time and you have to drive through gates to extend your time and you have to get from A to B and keep your cargo intact. I
Right.
That game was fun on the GameCube. Besides all like the main Nintendo shit that I played.
Hey, it's the obscure games. Actually, that reminded me of talking about obscure games. 'Cause I'm not a big sports games fans outside of the Slugfest for PlayStation 2,
hmm
just because of how insane it was. How you could play as a freaking minotaur or a clown. But the only sports game I ever actually got into, and it was only because that was a game that I could exclusively play with my dad. That we enjoyed was FIFA. I think it was FIFA '99, but that was just because my dad wasn't big into sports at that point.
hmm
Um, other than Portuguese soccer, of course. And the second he found out that his team was on the game, he wanted to try it out.
Of course.
So that was something we would do together because at that time he was a fisherman, so he was constantly out fishing most of the time, and then be home for like a couple of weeks. So when he was there, that's what we played between that and watching Dragon Ball Z. So,
Nice.
um, um, but yeah, that one was for the PlayStation. PS2 for me,
I
obviously
know what
the
started that. Kingdom Hearts.
what? Yes, Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts, Final Fantasy 10.
You know, I did not like Final Fantasy X. I don't know what it
Really?
was about it, but I tried playing it. I tried getting into it, but just nothing clicked for me.
I know a lot of people complained about how linear it was versus versus the normal stylization like the other ones previously.
Hmm.
But I liked it. Me
It was a
personally, I liked
huge
it.
visual jump too. Like just the way everything looked and played. It was a gigantic change.
Oh, absolutely. Which made things a whole lot better for me, and enjoyment wise.
Hmm.
Um, what other games was I into? That's also when I got into the Disgaea games. Well, Disgaea one. Never played the other ones outside of that. Played Braveheart. Not Braveheart. Oh my god, I said that the last time too. Phantom Brave. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Um,
I don't remember what that one is. I know the name too. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Phantom Brave. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god, talk about Blast from the Past. I know this game. It's along the same lines as Disgaea and Makai Kingdom.
right. I think my biggest gripe with that one though, when I got it, was it's along the same lines as the Skya, but it's radius based, not grid based.
Hmm.
So it threw me off big time. So it took getting used to it. And then if you screwed up like a character, you could go into like the main world and create your characters and throw. You know how like in the Disgaea game, you can throw the enemies on top of each other to make them stronger or whatever,
Yep.
to make it more. You can do the same thing with your own characters
Hmm.
in like the home base area. But if you accident, because they bounce off of other items first, if it's in the way, you could accidentally throw a character on top of somebody else that you didn't want to throw.
Like it
Get
doesn't
thrown
bounce
on
in a
top.
straight line.
Right, like if you threw a character and a tree is in your line of throwing, and you didn't aim it right, it could hit off the tree and hit another land on top of another character. And if a character you wanted to keep was nearby and it lands on there, you're screwed. There's no undoing it once it's done.
Oh man.
And that's what pissed me off. But if the game was also broken in the sense that you could create your characters, multiple characters, kill them off, and level yourself up that way too, without actually going into a
Well,
battle.
that's broken. A hell of a way to cheese through the game.
Oh yeah, and if I remember, I could be wrong on this part, but I think you could pick up another character and use them as a weapon to kill somebody else.
Okay, see, that's cool. I'm sure that it dealt damage to them, but that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's an
Um,
interesting mechanic. I don't know of any other games recently or in the near or the recent past that I can think of that did something like that. I mean, Wind Waker, you could steal enemies' weapons and use them against them, but that's the first one to come to mind. But that's
right.
also my Legend of Zelda brain.
yeah,
I'm sure there's other games that have done that too. That's cool.
yeah. I think Atlas and Nice was the first JRPGs that made me veer from being a Square fanboy.
There's
No,
also a change from turn-based to tactical. It's still
yeah,
turn-based, but it changed from the ATB to being more of a tactical.
right. And I was surprised that I got into those because when I tried actually I think because Golden Sun is another tactical, isn't it?
Turn-based RPG. Yep.
Yeah,
No,
and I
not
didn't get into
tactical. Technical? What the fuck's wrong with me? Tactical. It's a turn-based, straight up turn-based RPG. Based. It's all agility based.
No, I don't think it was Golden Sun then. What the hell was it?
Final
It was
Fantasy
a it was
Tactics was on the Game Boy. That was tactical turn-based
I
RPG.
think it was Tactics. I think I might be confusing the two.
That game was really cool too. That needs a remaster or a remake or put out on the Switch again. Because like just
I didn't.
the classes and the job structure and
Yeah,
how much you can do in that game was crazy.
yeah. If it was Tactics, then yeah, I didn't get into it at that time.
Mhm.
I think they came out was didn't they? They have a mobile version of it.
Oh, if it's
I
the
know.
original game but in mobile form, I might have to buy that.
I
I
don't know.
love that game.
It's it's free to play. I don't think it's the original version, but check it out just in case. Where the freak is it? Uh, what's it called? It's been so long since I even logged in. War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave, Exodus. It's the same
Oh, it's a
idea.
it's a Brave ZBS game. Okay.
It's the same idea as Tactics, from my understanding. But but I played it for a little bit, but then I just got I don't know. I just got tired of it.
Okay. So it sounds like the PS2 was like your RPG machine that kind of led you into other stuff.
Pretty much. Uh, and then on top of DDR, maybe Rock Band.
See, you were Rock Band, I was Guitar Hero. Still love
I
that
like
game.
Rock.
I still got all the old Guitar Hero games and a guitar just in
Yeah.
case I wanted to play. I still go
I
back to
was
them.
I was into Rock Band because I liked the drum set. I like trying with the drum set. I didn't have the
Fair enough.
coordination enough or the speed with my fingers to be able to be able to do the guitar.
Hmm.
Like I could do basic songs, obviously, but outside of that, nope.
I could do easy drums, but guitar, I was all about. I can handle that no problem.
Yeah.
But speaking of drums, I really want to get that Taiko Drum Master game for the Switch. It's just the big drum with the two wooden sticks, and you beat it to the beat of the song.
Okay. I have to look at that.
It's not just the Switch; it's also for the Xbox and probably PS4 and or PS5.
Okay.
Did you play
I'm
anything
actually
on the
surprised.
PS3?
PS3. Oh yeah, I had it. Um,
I did not.
I tried. I tried the Uncharted games. Didn't really get into them.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Here's a fun question for you based off those games alone, and then we'll get back to
Yeah.
your other ones. In the time that you play that game, what stuck out to you, if anything? Like, did you come away from it saying this part of the game is great, or this is better than the other parts, or anything like that?
I don't think I didn't make it very far into it.
Okay.
I tried it because at the time, this was around the time that I started dating Felisa, and she was working at Toys R Us at the time. And they had she told me the PS3 was on sale,
Hmm.
so I went there, bought it. It was the Uncharted bundle. So
Okay.
obviously it was the only game I had at the time, so I tried it out,
Right.
and I played it for a little bit at the beginning, but I didn't. I just wasn't into it at all.
So the thing with that game is I haven't played it either because I did not have a PS3 and there was nothing that drove me to it because I was stuck on the 360, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like that was where that divide happened. Nintendo I played, but I was
Hmm.
full on into the Xbox ecosystem.
Yeah.
Everybody that has played Uncharted says the gameplay is fun, but the voice acting is phenomenal. And I was wondering if you could vouch for that or not.
It's been so long since I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
I know I would tell you right now if it was bad, I would remember if it was bad.
That's fair.
So
I
it
mean, I
has to
could
at
always
least
go
be
watch videos too, but I figure since you played it, I would ask.
helpful. Yeah, I didn't get very far. I maybe got like a half hour into the game, and I was like, yeah. But yeah, that type of game was my cup of tea. It looked cool. It
Hmm.
wasn't Uncharted the first one. It was the third one because it was like Uncharted 3 bundle PS3. I actually think I gave my version of that to Callie's dad because he had the original too.
Okay.
Trying to think. Ooh, what else did I play? Played Destiny 1 and 2. I ended up getting the World of Final Fantasy on there. That was cool. I think that's another. been a while since I played it, but I think that's another not turn based, grid based game, tactical game. Uh, no, 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 it's not. I am completely wrong. I think that was a turn based as well. So I play on the PS3. I wish I still had it. I gave it to my sister once I got the PS4.
You didn't get the PS3 that had the backwards compatibility stuff, right?
No, 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 no. By the time I got it, it was already the slim version, not the Spider-Man version, as I
Gotcha.
would call it. How they got away with that? I haven't. Well, it's Sony.
Not the version that's able to put Linux on it and then crack open your PS2, PS3 and have it play other shit.
Yeah,
Oh well.
not the one that catches fire after a while.
Well, I mean, the Xbox had the issue where they would red ring because shit got loose because the solder was done half-assed or it just wasn't good. So they
Yeah.
had their issues too. Luckily
If
for
I'm
me,
not mistaken, one.
I didn't have that issue, believe it or not. Like through my entire history of having an Xbox, I had two 360s and they never red ringed. I got lucky.
Yeah, one of my friends was the opposite. I think he got three Xboxes that did the red ring within a month,
Oh, damn.
but within the same month he got it.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And then one of those times he got the game, got the system, set it up, put a game in it. The second that that the disk drive went in, it just chewed the shit out of his game.
Oh god.
And when he
No.
went to and when he went to go complain to I think it was GameStop that he bought it from.
Hmm.
He went to return it and complain and say, "Hey, this is what happened. I just bought both this game and the system from you
You
guys.
just saw me
Practically
earlier.
Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, we can't do anything about it. We can't verify that it was that it was a system faulty error. You could have dropped the system or whatever."
Now, this sucks, but I did work for GameStop for a couple of years, so yeah, I mean, they have these things in place where it's just like a three strikes you're out kind of deal, or
Yeah.
you can't verify anything, so their hands are tied.
Right.
It still sucks though.
Pretty much. I'm just like, and I was there for every single one of these incidents, so I'm like, oh my god, this actually sucks. You wouldn't believe that story if he told you.
Hmm.
But I saw it actually happen every single one of those times. I'm like, how shitty does your luck have to be? I'm
Poor
like,
guy.
yep, I'm good. If there was ever more of a reason why I wouldn't touch an Xbox, it was his experience. Yep.
Hmm. You know what made me want to buy a 360?
What?
Just to continue to play Halo. So
Really?
yeah, I was so against first-person shooters when I was growing up. Like I had absolutely zero interest and did not care about any of them. Didn't want to bother, didn't care about them. Like Call of Duty, even now Call of Duty is still the same where it's like an every year iteration comes out and it's just whatever. But even then I was just like the first-person
Yeah.
shooter don't give a shit.
Right.
It wasn't until I went over a friend's house and he made me play Halo 2 multiplayer with them, like where
Hmm.
everybody's got their own squares on the screen.
Yeah.
Halo 2 is what sold me on first person shooters. So
Yeah.
right after that, I went and got Halo 2 and I went and got Black, which was supposed to be
Hmm.
like the more realistic shooting where you shoot and then it actually takes time for the bullet to travel to hit the target. I played the
Yeah.
shit out of that game. And like they were shutting off Xbox Live services for the original Xbox. So I was like, gotta upgrade to the 360. So I did that. Halo 3 came out and just
Yeah.
continued on from there.
Right.
I still
Yeah.
don't touch Call of Duty though. I played Modern Warfare and that was fun, but I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Nope. I won't touch COD. I won't touch COD. I think I tried Battlefield once. I was
I
like, nope.
played the shit out of Battlefield 4. Me and uh,
Yeah.
me and my brother-in-law now. He bought me Battlefield 4 after I moved out here to Mass, so that just so that me and him can still play together.
Ooh, actually, what was a fun game? I know I'm going backwards here. Not, I don't know why they're all popping in my head now. Risk for PlayStation. That I
Like the board
that I
game?
got it. Yeah, like the board game.
I'm gonna take it even back even further. I played Risk on the Sega Genesis the same way. I'm not even kidding.
I never thought I'd get into a board game on a game system until I played that game.
It played really well. It taught me how to play Risk.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now I've got Risk Halo Edition sitting in the closet behind me.
Next time I'm over, we gotta crack it open.
Sure. It's been years since I played it. Let's see if I remember.
Hey, it's sooner. You know more than I do. I haven't played Risk since the PlayStation. So
Okay, I guess I got a leg up then, because I have played the board game plenty of times.
whereas PS4, I didn't actually. I don't think I have that many PS4 games. The Kingdom Hearts series. I rebought the previous iterations. I got Final Fantasy 15. Is it Emperor's Edition? Something like that.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I want to say because I think I was at GameStop and they had it on sale for like $15 and it was like brand never been opened version. I got that along the same lines as Dragon Age Origins, one of those situations. Another PlayStation 3 game that I got into. That I have for PlayStation. Got Destiny 1 all over again for the PlayStation. Was it PlayStation? Yeah, it was Destiny 1 that they did the port over, right? Where you could convert the characters over.
No, that was Destiny 2, I think. Oh man, now I don't know. Because they had Destiny 1 for the 360, and then you can bring that over to the Xbox One. And then Destiny 2 came out, and then they had the next gen update for that, which carried over to the Series X and S.
Yeah.
So you could carry your character across consoles to begin with, and then they enabled crossplay later, where you can enable that and all the systems could see your characters, and you can drag them along with you beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2 when they released the PS4. They let you carry it across, and then at some point they were like, "All right, after this date, you can still play, but it's going to technically be 2 different accounts."
Right, yeah, I remember that now.
If you do one-on-one, I want to say it was the first one. Because then at that point, that's when I decided. That's actually when I ponied up for the PlayStation 4. Was because I was playing playing Destiny with Callie's dad, and he had the PS4 at that point. And we were playing together. Well, I still had the PlayStation 3, so I ponied up for the 4 and got that one, so I could continue playing with him.
And that leads us to where we are now with what we play these days. I mean,
pretty much.
It's just a linear path. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I still have the PlayStation 4. At some point we got the Wii. No, I think Callie had it when we started dating. We didn't get it. We didn't get it together. She just had it. Played Wii Fit.
Everybody had a Wii. Even people who didn't play games had a Wii.
Yeah, because Wii Sports alone did it.
Yeah, the Wii was, I hate to say it like this, but the Wii was more of a toy than a game system. But they had really good games on it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I learned very quickly that those type of games, I had to have the wrist guard thing on.
Yeah, because, there was a lot of people not putting those things on, and then they're playing the game, and whoop, there goes the controller right through the TV.
Close. Haven't done it, but close.
Seen plenty of videos online of that shit happening, and it's always funny and sad.
And I learned very quickly when you play Mario Party on the Wii, there's a game on there that if you're really good at if you're a guy, you're gonna be really good at it.
Okay, I
You know what
gotcha.
I'm talking.
I
You know what
gotcha.
game? Which
I'm picking up
game
what
I'm
you're
talking
putting
about?
down.
Yeah. I can't. There's no way in hell they didn't. At least in that particular one, they didn't purposely do that. Seeing as the name of the game is Tube Tugger.
Now that's just too ironic.
Yeah.
Too coincidental.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It wasn't
And
on purpose at all.
to be fair, they in Banjo-Kazooie back on the N64, there was an entire island that when you go up top and look at it from the top down, it looks like a dick, so could very well have been on purpose.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that. Oh my god.